Thank you, everyone. We have, over the past several months, looked at updating our subdivision ordinance, and with respect to what the county has asked us to do, we have to look at our roadway ordinance and our subdivision ordinance. We've met numerous times in working sessions. I have Liz Moline with us, who has extensive background in this and has helped us wordsmith.
Guys, we need you to be quiet if you're not going to be part of this public hearing. Otherwise, you got to take the discussions outside. We have to give them fair and ample time for their portion of the public hearing. Okay? Thank you.
So with that, Liz, we've had some last-minute emails come in tonight and this afternoon, but I don't want to steal your thunder, but you worked too hard.
I just, the public hearing is required by state statute for any changes to a subdivision ordinance within the town. The subdivision chapter was reviewed in full, with basic changes being done to update the departments with the county, reference to the town, and to the town having the county do review process. And we took the road standards and removed them from the subdivision portion of the ordinance and established a new chapter of road standards and driveway access. The notice was published as required for the subdivision ordinance. This is the public hearing for that, and we're here to have any comments from any public or questions that you have regarding the Chapter 90 Subdivision of Land amended ordinance.
Thank you, Liz. If I could just add to that so that we can get feedback from everyone tonight. Chapter 13 of the county zoning ordinance dealt with what the standards are for building roads. And those talks about slopes and thickness and paving and everything else. Because the county has basically asked the towns to come up with their own standards, which could be more restrictive, rather than trying to outthink a very good process, because we contract with the county to inspect and approve our roads and the paving before we release developers' funds. To support what Liz said, we've basically taken the core elements of Chapter 13 of the county road ordinance, amended them that's unique to our town, and that's what's here tonight. There are some changes that have been requested.
Not on the subdivision.
Yeah, we're only doing subdivision.
This is a hearing only for the subdivision portion. The rest I didn't address. I do have comments regarding the rest of it.
Okay, so go through where we are in the subdivision ordinance then.
Okay, there's been no changes submitted for the subdivision ordinance in the last 2 days, so it's been what was posted on the website and for the public hearing for tonight. And the changes that I just mentioned is what has been done to the subdivision ordinance for this update.
So when if ever, will we talk about the roads?
At our town board meeting tonight.
So how will the audience know what the feedback has been from the county with respect to anyone who has requested copies of our draft ordinances?
At our town board meeting
Town
tonight.
board meeting tonight?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, well then we'll have a short discussion with respect to this, unless there's other comments from the audience. Questions? Yes.
I've read in the...
Okay, I need your name and your address, please.
My name's Urban Bird, I live at 699 Baker Lane. I read in the Star Observer, under public notices,
If you can speak up nice and loud because this is being recorded, sir.
that this meeting is supposed to be for the subdivision changes. So, I guess I don't know what changes, what are the standards currently and what are the standards, what are the proposed changes? Or, you follow me?
He's wondering, I think, in summary, where is this going?
Yeah.
What is the impact of it? Is that fair? Is that
Okay, let's say last year they wanted to build a road. What were the standards? And now after this is going to be adopted, apparently, what changes is this going to invoke?
Do you want me to answer that?
Sure.
As I noted, we did not make any basic changes to any of the standards. What we took was the existing ordinance and we changed or updated the names of the county departments. We clarified that the county is doing the inspection and the review of any subdivisions that are submitted to the town. We changed the number of days for review, such as from 45 days to 90 days to give time for more input and review from people. We eliminated a section that said that agricultural subdivisions would be at the discretion of the town chairperson. We eliminated that. And we took out the road standards and driveway access information and made it into its own separate chapter so that it applied to all roads and all driveway accesses, not just subdivisions.
And what chapter would that be?
90.
We have not, chapter 90 is the subdivision ordinance. The
But
new
the
chapter
driveway.
will be given a number when it's codified, once it's adopted and codified. And there's a couple reasons for separating that. Number one, because the subdivision ordinance does require a public hearing with 2 legal notifications in the paper and postings. And the road new chapter will not require a public hearing. It'll be a standalone and changes can be made on an as-needed basis as done for each development or changes in time.
Can I say something, Don?
Sure.
Just for clarification for the audience. In 2003, there was a lawsuit in Rock County, Wisconsin, that this went all the way to Supreme Court in the state of Wisconsin, and counties lost. They cannot dictate what roads go into townships. So as that started in 2019, the county's attorney said by the end of the year, we have to be out of dictating to towns what roads they can do and how and they're gonna build them. So as a consequence, we had always used that spec out of the county ordinance. We're having to build that into our zoning, and this individual chapter. And that's the only reason all this is happening, okay? Just to help you understand that.
That's a great point, because basically, chapter 90 of our subdivision ordinance, but for the items it listed, is pretty much intact. But what we are adding are all these additional graphics and charts that was in the county ordinance that we now have to have in our town ordinance, because we're responsible for it. Does that help?
Yes.
Question. So by doing this split, Steve Hermson, 813 Harborview Road. So by splitting this out, we couldn't just put in our ordinance, and I'm assuming the reason this had to be paired out from the county ordinance, like Tim said, was that counties couldn't dictate. And I believe, if I'm understanding it right, the whole reason that is because we have our own town ordinance. We have our own ordinance. but couldn't we have just turned around and said, in our ordinance, we will follow what the county is doing?
Based on that lawsuit, I'm not an expert on it, but I'll try. Based on that lawsuit, the county and their corp counsel are telling us that by the end of this year, right now, we need to have our own standards in place.
There was stuff in the county we didn't want.
We-
That happened in working sessions, to help you
Right.
out, understand that.
Okay.
We took
And-
some of
and
that.
that ordinance, by the way, was actually a reverse of what we're doing, where the county wanted to come in and make things more restrictive to the town, whatever town it was, Rockland or whatever. As I said, so that the town now could go and say, well, we want gravel roads, we don't want nice shoulders. You know, that's what the court case was about.
Okay, all right.
But we can't go back and just refer back to chapter 13 of the county, because the court counsel for the county is saying, you towns need to have your own standards.
Well, the only reason I was bringing this up is because now it would seem that puts a burden on the towns to basically have to put this in place, whereas it was very easy just to copy the.
Absolutely
That's right.
correct.
So, anyway, all right.
You got it.
Yeah, but doesn't it kind of make sense to follow the county guidelines? Because, I mean, the county is who plows our roads in the winter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And we did. We took the standards from the county chapter on roads, and we took the areas particularly that we needed to have on our own, in our own ordinance. And then we took out of there the things that we did not want. Like, we want a 66-foot right-of-way. We don't want a 50-foot right-of-way.
And our hope, when this is completed, that we will have those updates to the subdivision ordinance that Liz mentioned, our own standards that we will reference by some number, and then some type of arrangement whereby we can continue to use the county as our inspection source and all the services that they're providing now. We've got a great relationship with them, and we want to continue that. So it's working through this anomaly. Marion, you had your address, Marion? We
Yeah,
need that.
Marion Shaw, 726 East Highway 12. Two questions. One for Liz. So you said there's no new chapter yet for
Number. Yeah.
number. So I tried to prepare for this, and on the website it said the proposed ordinance was there. I must have missed it, I didn't see it. I printed out the regular chapter 90 out of the ordinance.
It was there, everybody was having a hard time, and after Steve called or whatever, I added it again and put it right in the highlights, so you never had to even go anywhere, like,
Yeah, so
very
maybe,
thorough,
maybe I
because
missed it.
everybody had
So
a
I
hard
can
time.
go there tonight and find it, in other words, right?
It's there, it's right on
Okay,
the homepage, because everybody was having a hard time getting to it, and I was just like, so I just clicked it and moved it up there.
oh, okay. I either missed it or got to this before that.
When did you call, Steve?
Ooh, what was that? Last Thursday? Or, no, what, last Wednesday?
So
Last Wednesday,
it was last
right.
So
Wednesday.
I missed it, yeah, I missed it, okay.
The-
So Liz, that chapter then is part of that proposed ordinance, or is it separate
The
then?
road is
There are
separate
two
from.
separate ordinances.
No.
The chapter 90 is the existing number for our current code.
So there is-
And that it's only being, the whole chapter is being amended, but the majority of it is the same as what's there now.
So the part that you pull out for the roads and driveways, the proposed portion of that, is that completed yet, or no?
Yes,
Okay, so
It's not
where
on the
do I
website,
look that
though.
up?
The road is not on the website yet, though.
Okay,
This
so I
had to be
can't
on
see
for
it.
the public hearing,
Okay.
which is not, it's still draft, so it's not on there.
but it is on tonight's agenda for
Town
Okay.
For
board.
discussion.
All right, thank you.
And one more time, for Liz, just, and for the public, when I looked at that, the proposed changes to chapter 90 that we're talking about, I only found 2 lines or 2 bullets that were grayed, I guess, to say that they were added, and I think they were like in item H and I, or maybe G and H. And I think it was pointing out what you had said. Were there any, other than those two lines, I didn't notice any other changes to the Chapter 90. You're not aware of anything that,
No, not
okay.
Mr. Chairman,
other than the items I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, okay, so it really, when it comes down to Chapter 90's changes are not very many.
No, it's
Yeah,
just
it's very small.
basically an update.
Okay.
Marie, did you have one more comment?
no, I was
Okay.
just,
Anyone else who had any questions or wanted to speak on this issue tonight? Anyone here who is against roads? I'm just teasing.
You have to ask 3 times 4, 3 times 6.
I'm just, sorry, I had to have a little levity. All right, so, any other comments? Okay,
if I may, just one question. The part removed about the agricultural development being removed, the one where the town would be brought or decided by the town chairman, what did that get changed into?
We
It
had-
just got eliminated.
we had some
It's-
arcane language in there that you'd go to the town chair.
We don't even have any ag parcels, so
And I
it
think
wouldn't work.
I think we changed, wherever those were, we changed it to town board.
It's on there.
All right, am I ready to get to asking for the questions?
It
You
was,
gotta
let me
ask 3
back up.
times of each
Okay.
one.
When you went right
All right.
on Town of Hudson, stop, right, it was
All
like
right, I can
bam,
use my
right?
gavel too. Any other comments before I ask to close? I'm gonna ask the questions and we're gonna close this out. All right. Is there anyone here who would like to speak against this proposal tonight? Is there anyone here tonight who would like to speak against this proposal tonight? Is there anyone here who would like to speak against this proposal tonight? Is there anyone here who would like to speak for this proposal tonight? Is there anyone here who would like to speak for this proposal tonight? Is there anyone here who would like to speak for this proposal tonight? Okay, I'm going to close this portion of the public
No, we
hearing.
need a motion and a second to close it.
Okay, from anyone in the audience?
Yes.
Okay, do I hear a motion to close?
So moved.
Who said that?
Mary.
Mary did.
Second,
Second.
And it's Urban Bird.
yes.
Okay, we have a motion.
BIRD.
Thank you.
Motion and a second, we all get to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you.